Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Connor, and today I'm going to be going over 5 problems that you can solve. These are going to take a long time, but these are 5 problems that you can solve to become a billionaire. All right, let's get right into it. So, we're really bad at pimple right here. But this channel is all about inspiring people. It's about taking people to the next level, and for people who are lost or people that know what they're doing. So it can be informational and it can also be motivational. So this is something that's more towards motivational with a little bit of information in it, because these are 5 problems that you can do your research on, but these are huge problems that you can solve right now that will make you a billionaire. Like 100%. It's not even like questionable. If you solve these problems, you're a billionaire, okay? And I always say in my videos how to make $1 billion, you have to change 1 billion people's lives. And so these are things that will change 1 billion people's lives, all right? So the first one that I want to get into is male birth control. So obviously females have birth control, and that's been invented for a while now. But if you could find a way to create male birth control, or a way where you don't necessarily have to wear a condom or use any common protection when having sex as a male, and then still be safe in sexual encounters and sexual situations, then that would make you a billionaire, because that's a huge problem that people are looking to solve. Some people don't, I'm not going to get super into it because I don't want to, but some people don't like wearing condoms. Some people just don't trust the girl who says that she's on birth control. But if you can solve the problem on male birth control and find a pill that you can take, something you can put in your arm, or just anything like that, that will keep males protected and at the same time not force them to wear a condom to take away the feeling, then that's a problem that you can solve. And no matter when you come up with it, as long as you're the first person to do it, you're 100% going to be a billionaire. All right, and then the second one that I want to go over is a weight loss pill. Right now we have a lot of weight loss pills. You can Google them, you can shop on Amazon, you can go wherever, and you're going to see a bunch of weight loss pills with high promises that are over-promising and under-delivering, or they're promising, but the side effects are insane so that they're not even worth taking. But if you could find a way to help human metabolism and whatever else is involved when it came to digesting food and processing it in a way where you're having weight loss effects while not having those very, very dangerous and threatening side effects, then you will 100% be a billionaire. This is a huge problem that's been about for a long time. Doctors always say, like, I wouldn't take that medication because of this side effect. I wouldn't take that medication because of this side effect. And that's something where they're right. These side effects are absolutely insane. If you look in the back of them, they say like chance of death, chance of nausea, chance of passing out, and everything like that. And that just takes away the whole point of the weight loss pill. Because if you can't live, then what's the point of losing weight? All right, so that's one, and that's a big one too. That's not one where you might feel uncomfortable because you said like, oh, I came up with male birth control. And the next one's going to make you a little bit more uncomfortable. But at the same time, these are billionaire problems. These are stuff that I don't know if it's just they're not solved because people don't like talking about them, but these are real problems that you can solve in no matter how much time, as long as you're the first person. Like I said before, you're going to be a fucking billionaire. All right? And the next one that I want to go over, this is probably the most uncomfortable one for anyone watching. Sex robots. Sex robots. You've probably seen those dolls that people have sex with, and yeah, you've seen those. You've also seen the toys and stuff. But there hasn't been a living robot that really, really simulates a real human being that's worked. Or at least it's not legal yet and it hasn't been sold. But that is something where if you can come up with a working robot that really, really simulates a human being with all the same feelings and sounds and just a full-on sex robot, I promise to God you will be a fucking billionaire. That's a huge problem. People are looking for that. Fucking junior hires are looking for things to play with themselves with, and they're building things out of like lotion and cups and like rags and stuff, dude. Like I don't want to talk about that because I know that's making you uncomfortable. It's making me uncomfortable too. But a sex robot, simulate the human body, all of its habits, every single thing that it would make during sex, and you'll be a billionaire. The next one, this one is pretty fascinating to me. It's definitely one that I would want to look into a lot more. It is bioprinting and organ printing. So At this point, most of the time, doctors and hospitals and people that are performing surgeries or have to replace organs, or people that just need a replacement of a certain body part through surgery, they need to actually take it from a living human being, or at least parts of it. But we've seen the printing, the 3D printing or whatever, where you can build out these things. Like I remember someone built out like a car, like a fucking car from 3D printing. And obviously that's really expensive, but it's 3D printing. That's fucking badass. So if you can do that and you're doing it through printing on your computer, and you're printing out these body parts that are saving lives. Saving lives. Like, certain cars aren't going to help everyone. But if you can go to a hospital, you can go to every hospital in the US and tell them, I have this product where you can print out these parts of the body. I'm not even going to say every part of the body. You can print out this. You can print out a kidney. You can print out a lung. Like those, I'm not a doctor or anything, and I'm not always in hospitals, but those seem like the things that seem to need to get replaced a lot. So if you could print those out for like a couple $100 and then sell the machine to them, everyone's going to be using that. That's revolutionary, honestly. Because then when it goes to that, it goes to other stuff too. And that's just a huge advance for the world. And the next thing that I want to get into, and this is one where there's certain stuff that's starting to come about, but nothing that's actually solved the problem. All right? So that is death. Death. If you can solve that problem, if you could come up with something that will help people keep their youth for a longer amount of time, because I do not see a pill that keeps people living for a lot longer, or whatever it may be, something that just extends people's lives, as something that's going to revolutionize the world. I don't necessarily see it as something that's going to make you a billionaire. Because as you get older, you're not enjoying life anymore. You're not, at least most people, because you're getting these mental problems. It's painful for you to get up. It's painful for you to do anything. Like, you don't have any energy or anything. So if you can come up with something that you can intake that will extend your life, while at the same time keeping your youth and keeping your energy and just keeping your body where you have the energy and the physique of someone who's a lot younger at an older age, that is something that would 100% change the world. And I know that might sound like, oh, that's not a problem that's impossible to solve. That is not impossible to solve. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to say like I know like ways that you can do it, because I don't. But I know that is something that is possible to solve, because there's already stuff that's extending people's lives. People are already finding ways of helping people live longer. Like, if you do this when you're younger, you can do this when you're older. Like, if you do this when you're younger, you're going to live this much longer. If you do this when you're younger, you're going to live this much longer. If you do this, and there's like measurements too. Like, smoking takes away like 20 years of your life. This takes away this many years of your life. And there's ways where if you drink this much water a day, if you have an apple a day, if you're getting these checkups and making sure you get this medicine every single day, if you're taking your pills, if you're pretty much just doing anything, they already have stuff right now where it seems like it's more focused on what not to do, because it's going to take away from your life, but there's also some stuff that extends your life, like water. Like, people talk about like water is going to help you live longer if you keep it, because it keeps like flushing out your body. A lot of people don't have water and they look a lot older. A lot of people smoke, they look a lot older. So that's taking away your youth like that. But if you could find something that gives you all the vitamins that your body needs while flushing out what you don't, and just ultimately keeping your youth and keeping you as active as possible, or I don't necessarily mean active, like being able to do the same things that you could do when you're younger, and being able to enjoy them the same way that you could when you were younger. If you can find a solution to that, like a pill, or even if it's like a surgery, even if it's, I don't know, like even if you have this magical routine that you do every single day that's helping people extend their lives and just still be able to enjoy life, that will revolutionize the world, because that will open so many doors and so many other things, and you're solving death. What's the most valuable thing in the world? Time. And if you don't know that, then I don't know what you're doing. But time is the most valuable thing in the world. So what are you doing when you come up with this? You're solving the biggest problem in the world. Like, think of it this way. I was watching a speaking. He was this motivational speaker. He was speaking at like USC, and I just like watched it on my phone. And he was saying like, what do you guys want to be after you finish football? Like, what do you want to do after this? And then they were talking, and they were saying like, oh, I want to make this much money. I want to make this much money. And they were so focused on money. And then he asked the question. He was like, I have a friend. He's worth $75 million, and he's 60 years old. Do you think that he would give you his $60 million to have your youth? And they like looked around, and they're like, oh shit, like time's the most valuable thing. And then he ended it off by saying like, you have the most valuable thing in the world, which is time. So if you solve that problem, you will be the richest man to ever live if you do it in the right way. All right. So I know a lot of these things are probably hard. I know a lot of these things are definitely going to challenge you, and just hopefully these things get you thinking. But really consider these. Really do your research on them. And if you're going into any like medical fields or something that involves printing or bioprinting, which is printing living things, obviously, or just if you're going a route that involves any of these things that I just mentioned, just keep it in the back of your head. I don't expect you guys to solve these even in the next few years. I expect these to be things that are going to be solved, but if you can solve them before anyone else, then you'll be the billionaire.